Hello YouTube. The other day I was thinking, I want to do some wood carving, some woodworking, and I realized I didn't have any woodworking tools, so I thought, well, I'll go to the hardware store and see what I can find. And this is what I came up with. They're the Buck Bros, you can see that, Buck Bros little wood carving set. It is a 6-piece set. We have a couple little chisels and some gouges. When I pulled them out of the box, I thought, oh wow, this is pretty cool. I'm excited. Now, I don't know a lot about wood carving, but I do know that your tools need to be fairly sharp. And these are not. These are, well, sorry, Buck Bros, but they're deplorable. I was looking at the edges. Now, this edge I already started to work on a little bit, and you can see that, just after a little bit of sharpening, you can see how uneven that bevel is. That edge is a little bit better. Sorry. Focus. Focus. And this edge you can see is just, it's very, very rough. It not refined at all. And just from the factory like this, it needs a lot of work. I mean, there's even like pitting in the steel. And then the gouges, they're all the same. They're just pretty dull. There's no way you're going to get through your material with these. So I brought out my sharpening stones. Now here we have a combination stone. One side is coarse, one side is finer. These are all secondhand, so I'm sorry I don't know the grits on these, but I'm gonna guess this one here is probably, I don't know, a couple hundred. The one on top is probably about 6. This one's a lot finer. I'm going to say it's probably between 8 and 1,000. And then this is a little polishing stone here. Now, a lot of people use either oil or water to lubricate the stones to help the material move off the stone, including the grit or the steel that's left behind. I like to use oil. Just mineral oil works pretty well. It's going to allow everything to move off the stone and not get stuck there. If you do not use oil or water or some kind of lubricant, then the steel is going to stay there, and you're eventually going to clog up the stone, and it will render it nearly useless. The reason I like to use oil, if you forget to wipe off your stone after you're done, it's less likely that the steel left behind is going to rust. Using water, like soapy water, people like to use soapy water. The soap will break the surface tension of the water, and it gets everything to flow off really, really nicely. But if you forget to wipe off your stone, it may rust. So that's, depending which way you go, just make sure you wipe off your stones afterwards. All right, so we're going to get down to it. I'm just going to show you how to sharpen one of these chisels, and we'll go from there. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start by adding just a little bit of oil right on top of the stone. Oh, a little bit more. And just spread that oil out. Like so. Take your chisel piece, and now we're going to unfocus here. You can see that it's just not a real fine edge, so we're gonna clean that up as best we can. I think we probably want to try to keep the same bevel on the blade. So come down on top of the stone, use your other hand to kind of keep it steady, and you're just going to find that flat spot and try to keep that same angle. It's going to be between 25 and 30 degrees, and just back and forth like so. And we're gonna do this for about a minute or so, and just try to keep that, make sure you're staying on the right edge. Now we can stop for a second and kind of see where we're at. You can see that, it'll focus. You can see that we're starting to remove some material, and you can see where sort of there's some high spots and low spots. So this process is going to get rid of that. So let's keep on working at it. I think I'll pause for you guys right there, and I'll fast forward for you. Okay, we kind of have a uniform edge now. There's no more high spots or low spots, and we're starting to get more of a refined edge on this. I do notice, which kind of concerns me, there's some pitting in the steel. It's not too bad. But yeah, so we're going to move on to the next stone, which will be our finer stone. This is a India stone, FB8. Pretty fine grit on that. We're going to add just a little bit of oil to it, or maybe a lot of oil. Spread that oil out like so. Okay, same concept. We're just going to keep that edge at that, the same degree as that's on the bevel. And we're going to stay on this stone for a little bit, but it won't take too much to really fine up that edge. And at this point, we're starting to get to more of a polished edge, not removing nearly as much material. This won't quite get us to a mere shine, but it's going to be pretty good. Okay, let's take a look real quick, see where we're at here. Looks like we have a couple high spots. So you just gotta make sure you stay. Yeah, I was rocking on the bevel a little bit, so you gotta make sure you keep that bevel as straight as possible. And as you can maybe see, it is starting to roll over on the other side. We're starting to get a burr on the other side. So we're going to keep on going. Try to use the whole stone. I often forget that and just kind of, do short little strokes, which is fine, but you may start to wear down just that part of the stone. So try to keep it as even as possible. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see the metal shavings inside the oil where it's the metal's coming off. So just keep on going. Now, it takes a lot of practice. I'm definitely not an expert. Just, self-taught, and I've done this a lot. But it doesn't mean that I know everything, and this takes time to really hone your skills. Alright, so if we can get it to, there we go. So you can see we have a pretty good edge now. You may want to take it, run the back side just a couple times to start to remove that burr. Just a couple short little strokes like that will do it. Wipe off your blade, get the oil off it. Just as a note, your hands will get oily. You want to be careful that you don't slip off your tool. And, that could turn out bad. Don't want anybody to cut themselves. You may even want to wear gloves while doing this. I'm an idiot. Don't do it like I do. Alright, now we're going to move to our polished stone. The polished stone is this guy. It's extremely fine. We're going to add a little bit of oil to it. There we go. That's way too much oil. You don't need that much, but that's alright. And we're just going to spread it out. Too much oil. Okay. And this is going to really make our edge very, very nice. It's going to get our edge razor sharp, which is of course how you want your cutting tools to be. Cutting things with a dull blade not only is unsafe, but it is strenuous, and nobody wants to do that. So again, we're going to keep that same angle, And we're just going to go back and forth like so. And you may be able to tell on the camera just how easily it glides across this. It's very, very smooth. Do be careful, because you might slip right off the edge there, and again, don't want to cut yourself. And just keep this going for a little bit. Your chances are you're not going to overdo it, especially once you're on the finer stones. And, we're trying to get that edge just absolutely as sharp as possible. Okay, I'm going to wipe the oil off real quick. Okay. Now you will see that it has a pretty mirror-like surface now. Very, very smooth. We do have a burr on the other side, so real quickly we're just going to wipe that off. Like so. So I want to remove that last little burr on the end. Now, if you can't quite get the burr off, it's not a big deal. As soon as you sink this into wood, it's going to take that burr off immediately. Sorry, it's not focusing. But you can definitely still see there's a little bit of a burr there. But that's okay. It will break off just as soon as you sink it into some wood. The next step you would want to do after this, and unfortunately I can't show you guys, but is you want to use a leather strop. It's the same concept. You're going to push it against that leather absolutely as hard as you can with some jeweler's rouge on there or some kind of abrasive that's real fine. And it'll get you absolutely a razor edge. But as you can tell, this edge is very, very, very sharp. And it's going to work a whole lot better now than it did. Well, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. See you next time.